Hi guys, this is going to be Boruto's chapter 48 review anyway. And this chapter I thought was amazing. We got action, got a bit of story and a bit more details on Ishiki Otsutsuki anyway. And the chapter kind of starts off with a fight, the continuing the fight between Kashin Koji and Ishiki. And a fireball against Ishiki has no effect because I don't know why. He just took it. I know, obviously, actually, what am I talking about? I'm an idiot. He obviously can shrink everything, so he just shrinking all the jutsus kind of negates him in a sense. So that was pretty crazy. And what I did like how we also learn about Ishiki's his special ability. I don't know if it's part of his dojutsu, but he has a special ability anyway, where he can shrink things and also store them in a different dimension. So that's pretty OP. It kind of reminds me of Obito's ability to slip through dimensions, kind of thing. But his also has the ability to store things, so that's kind of crazy. And we could tell that in this fight, I thought was kind of hilarious actually whilst I was reading it. And on my second read through, anyway, I noticed something hilarious as well that I didn't pick up on the first read through. That Ishiki was completely toying with Cash and Koji the entire time, especially that one part where actually there's two parts. The first part where Cash and Koji is trying really hard, and Ishiki's just sat on his shoulder, like the little midget form as well. So I thought that was pretty hilarious indeed. Just trolling him so hard anyway. And the second part was when he starts explaining what his ability is anyway, where he brings out a wine glass and he just drinks it in his face and chugs it. I thought that was pretty hilarious. How much of a troll Ishii was in that fight anyway. That was so disrespectful, I thought. And considering that now we know how his ability works, like how are they going to counter? It's quite a formidable opponent, especially with the endless amount of opportunity. What do you call it? Endless amount of what opportunity. What's the word I'm looking for? Endless amount of possibilities that could happen from his ability anyway. And the most surprising thing about this chapter was Cash and Koji actually managed to escape from Ishiki. So I got to say, I think the reason why he managed to escape in the first place was going back to my earlier point about how Ishiki was kind of trolling him and he wasn't taking it too seriously. And because of that, he wasn't focused enough. And because of that, he let Cash and Koji get away with the reverse summoning jutsu. And if he's going to reverse summon jutsu, I'm guessing he's going to go to the Toad Land because of the Toad anyway. But with that, Kashin Koji is safe for now, so that's kind of a relief because we want to keep him alive because we want to see him interact with the other characters and see what their reaction is, especially Naruto because he looks a lot like Jiraiya, and the fact that he's Jiraiya's clone, and what is Kashin Koji going to do with Amade now that he knows that he's kind of betrayed him in a sense that he just let him fight to the death. He might take it negatively or positively, but the fact that Kashin Koji is now a moving piece, he's kind of a wild card because we don't know what he's going to do next. So that's going to be really interesting to see what happens next. And Ishiki, man, this guy is too powerful because he's too much of a threat, because he just teleports and he's in the Leaf Village. That's he just that is too much of a threat, Like the enemy can just walk into your house, into your kitchen at any time, and just like that, after he deals with Jigen, and I do like the explanation how he doesn't chase after Jigen because I reckon he could have easily. And why am I saying Jigen? He could have easily chased Kashin Koji, but instead, because of his time limit, he doesn't really have long until his body deteriorates. He has to go ASAP to Naruto to find Kawaki anyway. And with that, he enters the Leaf Village. And this one scene where Kashin Koji is floating over the Leaf Village is very reminiscent of how Pain used to do that. And it's the last time Pain did this, like there was a massive devastation. Like the village was actually destroyed and a lot of people died. And I hope something like that doesn't happen, but it could happen considering how much stronger Ishiki is. And the I gotta say, it looks amazing the way it's drawn anyway. And the fact that we get this back shot of Ishiki is also a reference to when Sasuke first discovered him in the projection of his silhouette anyway. It looks exactly the same. So this is definitely the Osutsuki that we're looking for anyway. And with this, Sasuke and Naruto, obviously the only two what do you call it, two characters capable of fighting someone of this magnitude as well. And I did like how Boruto, actually I did I no I did like how Sasuke says that he's willing to lay down his life for the Leaf Village, and that might become literal. I'm kind of scared that that might become literal for those two anyway. But I didn't like how Boruto wanted to help. He should kind of know his place. He's still a genin, and he's severely outclassed by someone like Ishishiki anyway at this moment in time. So like just him trying to help, like he should know his limits, and this is way past him. But obviously, him being the main MC of the story, he's got plot armor, so nothing even if he steps in, nothing will happen to him because we know anyway that he grows up a little bit anyway. Then there's a bit of a time skip, so we know that Boruto is safe, but we don't know the fates of Naruto and Sasuke. So this is kind of it's kind of intense. Anything can happen at this moment in time, but Boruto might be a wild card, and I just feel like he would be too much of a hindrance if he did join. But saying that again, he does have special powers bestowed upon him by what's his name, the other dude, the Moon dude. Let me find out real quick. Yeah, so when Boruto was given his powers by Tonari, that could be quite useful against Jigen. Why do I keep saying Jigen? I mean, yeah, it is kind of Jigen. Ishishiki anyway. It could be very useful against Ishishiki. The power of his new eyes anyway. But nevertheless, I do want to see how this fight goes out because last time Sasuke and Naruto even fought this dude, they got clapped, and he wasn't even in his full power. Now he is in his full power. So it's gonna be. I don't know how they're gonna fight against this guy. And considering all the Leaf Village, I reckon what do you call it? What's his name? Rock Lee has the best chance against fighting this guy, considering the fact that Mike Guy was the one who had the best chance against Madara, because these kind of Osutsukis always have abilities that kind of negate the effects of chakra and jutsus anyway. So I want to see Rock Lee maybe join the fight, but I think it's just going to be a 2-on-1 between Ishishiki and Naruto. And I'm still hyped for that, and I want to see how it goes down. And we never know. There could be a casualty. Naruto could die or Sasuke could die. We have no idea at this moment in time. And I have a pesky feeling Boruto is somehow going to interfere and be a massive hindrance. And that's going to be the reason why Naruto or Sasuke slip up in this fight. But I'm looking forward to this fight. And Ishishiki has a massive advantage, but I don't know what can be done. But I gotta say, this chapter was a very nice setup, and I'm really looking forward to how the fight's gonna go down. And can we say the Boruto manga has been fires? It's been lit for a while now, and I'm really happy with how the show is progressing anyway. And people need to put respect on this show. We kind of need more awareness on the Boruto manga. I do know that the anime is that's a different story, but we don't talk about that. I'm aware it's not as good as the manga, but nevertheless, the Boruto manga is amazing, and I actually enjoy every single chapter every month. And I always makes me look forward to the next one, and it's definitely going in a good direction. And I'm looking forward to seeing how this fight plays out. But I do feel like if Oshi if Ishishiki's fighting right now, he seems like the main villain type. But if we're fighting him early on in the series, who's going to be the main villain? If he gets beaten anyway, is there going to be another villain, or is Ishishiki it? But I feel like this is too soon to be fighting main villain types anyway. But nevertheless, let's see how the story develops. And this is all from me.